Hey guys, welcome back to Draw Along Doodles with Walker. Today we're going to draw a hot air balloon. We're going to take a little break from animals. Now, the first shape you see is that big circle. For some people, they get really frustrated when drawing a circle, but there is a trick that you can use, and that is, let's say I make it a little too flat. Okay, I'm not going to erase it and then start all over again. Instead, I'm going to correct it because then I can see the lines of where not to go. And having that makes life a little bit easier. Okay, so close to a circle. And I'm going to come and I'm going to arch down a little bit and down a little bit. If you're having trouble getting that part, just draw a straight line and then curve it in. I'm going to come and I'm going to curve the bottom of this just like you would on a cylinder. All right. Now I'm going to come divide it with a line in the middle. We're going to do one of those old school style balloons that has the big netting over the top. And I want to put some swags on it. So I'm going to get like some shiny decorations, some shiny buttons or something. And then I'm going to do one scallop between each line. So bump, bump. I'm going to do a second. And I'm going to do a third. There we are. Now, once I've got this, I can go in and I can create a lattice. So I'm going to start at each of the dots and I'm going to go up and diagonal to the right. And then I'm going to go up and diagonal to the left from each of the dots as well. So that it's like the netting is starting at the dots and it creates that grid for me. All right, now I'm going to come down and I'm going to put the basket underneath because obviously a hot air balloon needs a basket. So we're going to make a cylinder where we can see the top. So we're going around an oval. And you'll notice we did that again. We came back and fixed something without erasing it all the way. Then we're going to come down and just a little in, down and just a little in. And we're going to make a curve that mimics the curve of the top oval. Once we've got that, we need the lines that are going to connect it. So you can connect yours up at the top and come down, or you can start it further down. And I'm going to get myself one rope, two ropes, and three ropes. Now, the other thing that they have on balloons is that they have ballast bags. So they're basically bags of sand or weight that help them balance. So I've got a little triangle, I've got a little rectangle, and then underneath I'm going to put another triangle, but just without the point. I'm going to do that 2 more times on both of my others. So there's the knot, making a little rectangle. There's the top of the bag, make a little triangle with its point hidden. And then I'm going to make the bottom where it's holding it, that heavy weight. All right. I'm going to take that string and tie it up to our ropes. And then you can decide if you want lattice work in the basket, you can add lattice work. If you want a rim, then you can come and curve around a little bit lower than the top of your oval and a little bit lower than the bottom. So sharpening this is the key. You can either decide to go directly on the lines and make that just a pattern that's up there, or you can have it be the open lattice like we have right here. So I'm going to show you how to do that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to trace inside of those pencil lines. So I'm just going to trace inside of them like I was leaving a little bit of room, like I'm making a moat around them. So I'm just going inside. That way, there will be room left where that line was for me to add color. So around I go. Now, I don't know if you guys have ever seen a hot air balloon, but they do these big festivals. They have one out in New Mexico that they're famous for. They have one in lots of different states, and it's all these balloons, and they all get together and they fly. But what I did not know until recently was that the hot air balloons actually don't have a way of directing where they go. All they can really do is go with the wind and balance out the weight. All right, so I've started going directly on my lines. I'm going to go ahead and do the ballast next. Or not the ballast, whoop, the bunting. That's what you call these. So we're going along the bunting lines. And I'm doing those before I do the balloon. That way, in places where they might overlap the outline of the balloon, I'll know where my line needs to stop. Go and do that third line. And then I will go ahead and come and do all the way around my balloon so that we can see that all the way done. And remember, you're just picking up skills. So if something didn't go exactly the way you hoped, maybe it didn't go exactly on your line, it's okay. You are fine because every time you're going to get better. We're going to come along here and Sharpie that line in between. We're going to Sharpie halfway across the bottom of the circle and halfway across the bottom of the circle and kind of a little so that it shows that it's connected, but it's just indented. All right, I'm going to go and make my ropes. And I'm actually just going to go ahead and color those in black. That way they'll be nice and easy to kind of set apart. And I won't have to worry about whether there are any lines that overlap right there or not. Then I'm going to come and do my last one. Oh, and I went a little bit outside. That's okay. For one, I know I'm going to add a little bit of black right there. And two, it is not the end of the world. So it will be okay if my thing is a little bit off. I'm going to come and draw my ballast bags. I do tend to like to do details that might overlap before I do the other things. That way I know where the line should stop. All right. And last but not least, we'll come and we will add our basket for our riders to be in. And there we are. Now, once you've got this, you can erase. I actually went in to kind of show the shadows behind the lattice work and came in the corners on the right and the left of each one of those. It's up to you what you decide. You might want it to be rainbow colors. You might want it to be all different shades of one color, maybe monochromatic. But go for it. Add color with whatever you've got. All right, guys, I'll see you later.